Hello students, I am Professor Monica Prakash from Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management, your instructor for the day. Welcome back to the course on Destination Management. We bring this course to you as a part of ePathshala initiative of Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India to make postgraduate education accessible to all. In an earlier module, we had discussed about visioning for the development of the destination. Once the destination vision is in place, we need to plan the management of resources and activities at the destination. Our discussion today is about this, the destination management planning. We will begin with a brief discussion on some of the key concepts related to destination management planning, and then we talk about the concept of destination management planning. We will look at the steps to be taken for destination management planning. We will also discuss the importance of destination management planning. A tourism destination is the physical space in which tourists spend at least one overnight. It includes tourism products such as support services and attraction and tourist resources within one day's return travel time. It has physical and administrative boundaries defining its management and images and perceptions defining its market competitiveness. Local destinations incorporate various stakeholders, often including a host community, and can nest and network to form larger destinations. Mill and Morrison suggested that at a destination there is a mix of interdependent elements. All elements should be present in order to produce a satisfying vacation experience. The destination is composed of the important elements like attractions, facilities, infrastructure, transportation, and hospitality. As per Jensen, Hansen and Metz, a tourist destination is a geographical area which contains landscape and cultural characteristics and which is in the position to offer a tourist product, which means broad wave of facilities in transport, accommodation, food and at least one outstanding activity or experience. Destination management calls for a coalition of many organizations and interests working towards a common goal. The destination management organization role should be to lead and coordinate activities under a coherent strategy. They do not control the activities of their partners but bring together resources and expertise and a degree of independence and objectivity to lead the way forward. It follows that DMOs must develop a high level of skill in developing and managing partnership. Though DMOs have typically undertaken marketing activities, their remit is becoming far broader to become a strategic leader in destination development. Destination management is a process of leading, influencing and coordinating the management of all the aspects of destination that contribute to a visitor's experience, taking account of the needs of visitors, local residents, businesses and the environment. A destination management plan called as DMP is a shared statement of intent to manage a destination over a stated period of time, articulating the roles of different stakeholders and identifying clear actions that will take and the further division of resources. In these destinations, manage and management are taken in their widest sense. Crucially, destination management includes the planning, development and marketing of a destination as well as how it is managed physically, financially, operationally and in other ways. Broadly, a destination management plan is equivalent to a strategy and action plan for sustainable tourism in a destination. There should be no difference in how such documents are drawn up and what they address, whatever they may be called. Tourism provides a major economic development opportunity for many countries and a means of improving the livelihood of its residents. Both the public and private sectors involved in tourism depends on planning to achieve sustainable tourism development that respects the local community, creates appropriate employment, maintains the natural environment and delivers a quality visitor experience. However, many tourism destinations have pursued development without proper planning and without considering the major impacts that the development will bring to the community. Students, let us now look at the importance of destination management planning. 1. It addresses fragmentation. The visitor economy involves a whole set of experiences delivered by many organizations in the public, private and voluntary sectors. It is essential that they work together and doing so achieve a better use and management of resources. 2. Recognizes, strengthens and coordinates different functions. Supporting the visitor economy is not just about promotion, but must cover a whole range of activities aimed at strengthening the quality of the visitor experience and the performance of the businesses. All these functions must be included in the destination management plan. 3. Managing and monitoring the impacts. Tourism has a range of impacts on society and the environment and is inherently an activity that benefits from management. A destination management plan aspires to keep a stock of such impacts. 4. Prioritizing and allocating resources. A key benefit of having a plan is to identify what the real needs and priorities are, so that financial and human resources can be deployed most effectively. And last but not the least, DMP wins more support and resources. Well researched, argued and presented action plans can strengthen the case for funding and help to identify projects for support. Students, the next question to ponder is, what does destination management planning tries to achieve? There are multiple goals. One is the marketing goal, wherein the objective is to increase visitor numbers, length of stay and visitor expenditure. 2 is a leadership goal, whereby it intends to provide direction to the destination, encourage professional standards and development of cooperative arrangements which maximize industry effectiveness. Third is the infrastructural goal, whereby planning aspires to improve the tourism assets of at a destination by identifying infrastructure opportunities and facilitating development projects. And finally, it is management goal to maximize the effective use of resources by conducting the business of tourist destination in accordance with professional commercial management principles. Students, destination management planning should therefore cover all the fundamental aspects of destination management, including tourism performance and impacts, working structure and communication, overall appeal and appearance, access, infrastructure and visitor services, destination image, branding and promotion, product mix, development, needs and opportunities. Let us now focus on the process of destination management planning. Have a look at the graphic on your screen. Let us discuss its component one by one. First, partnership and strategy development. This covers leading destinations regions and industry groups, hotels and attraction groups, industry networks and further the various destination and regional strategies. 2. External funding and grants. This phase involves the important planning associated with the management of major funding streams and projects. Third, research, monitoring and intelligence. This destination management phase includes the economic impact studies associated with attraction, events, festivals and destinations. Further emphasis is upon business monitoring aspect and consumer surveys. Then lastly but not the least, local population reviews. Communication profile and the PR. This is the fourth point. This planning phase involves award-winning media relations, public and stakeholders relations and events, reputation management and brand development. The fifth point, destination development and marketing and promotions. Here at this stage, the signage, visitor information and infrastructure projects, festival and event development and management are considered for the effective implementation of marketing and promotions. And finally, the sixth point, specialist project infrastructure, skill and environment. Special projects need to be taken care properly related to infrastructure, skills and environment. So, The destination management planning provides tourism organizations with the tools to produce sustainable and competitive tourism at the destinations. It is organized around a destination unique tourism assets, unique development, marketing and management needs. Destination management planning goes beyond the destination marketing and provide a more holistic and integrated approach to understanding the tourism potential of the destination and the best methods of maximizing that potential. Destination management plans, often called as DMPs, are developed after a comprehensive process of research within the destination. For example, markets and market potential, inventory of assets and unique attributes, capacity of organizations, regulations and bylaws, etc. Significant consultation, feedback, planning and review. Grassroots level participation from tourism organization, tourism boards, local government, aboriginal communities and tourism operators is essential in the preparation of DMPs. Let us now look at the benefits of destination management planning. The potential benefits for destinations, communities, business operators and visitors economy agencies that can be achieved through an effective and nationally consistent approach to DMP includes: first, improved destination competitiveness. Now, this results in increased destinations appeal, resulting in increased visitation and yield, gives advantage over other destinations and contributes in ongoing investment in the visitor economy. The second, increased visitor satisfaction. Now, DMP leads towards delivering on the brand promise, increased repeat visitation and enhanced destination reputation. The third, economic, social and environmental sustainability. DMP, one of the major objective is to increase in visitors' contribution to destinations economy by minimizing the visitors' economic environmental impacts and strengthening the unique socio-cultural characteristics of the city. Effective partnership. DMP offers strong partnerships between community, industry, government and the development agencies by minimizing the visitors' conflict between the visitor, economy and other sectors. Continuous improvement. Now, this framework encourages the implementation of DMP as a process of continuous improvements rather than a once-off set and forget activity. Now, the benefits include awareness of emerging trends, development of innovation and new technology, re-engaging visitors in destination brand and socio-cultural sustainability. Now students, another question that is important for us is that what should the destination management plan be like? Although it is recognized that no two destinations are the same and that each destination or region will require those aspects of DMP that best suits its unique tourism assets and circumstances, here are some of the important considerations. So, let us take them one by one. The first point, it should clearly contribute to achieve the vision. A DMP is a dynamic concept with the long run vision and should be seen as life. Now, it should be smart. DMP vision must be smart in nature. That means they must be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and timely. Now, they should have a holistic and integrated approach to develop appropriate tourism at particular tourism destination. Now, they must identify global forces that may impact the destinations, the local people or the stakeholders. They should include short, medium and long-term activities. Now, this is a step-by-step process wherein we have short, medium and long-term activities. They should also deliver economic benefits to the local residents and the other stakeholders. Most importantly, it must align with the community aspiration. Now, best destination management planning clearly indicates the alignment and the coordinations with the community aspirations. It manages the pressure of the change in the interest of the overall well-being of the community. Now, this may include managing challenges to the quality of life for local residents, provision of infrastructure and public amenities, local residents' willingness to welcome visitors and above all, the responsible behavior by tourists towards local communities. Now, the objective should be to help strengthen environmental management. They should facilitate continuous improvement and capacity building. Capacity building and continuous improvement is a conceptual approach to social behavioral change, and this leads to infrastructural development that focuses on understanding the obstacles that inhibit people, government, internal national organizations and non-governmental organizations from realizing their development goals while enhancing the ability that will allow them to achieve measurable and sustainable results. Now, DMP should encourage innovation and they must facilitate collaboration among all the stakeholders at the destinations to achieve the vision. Above all, they must support the management of risk. Now, risk management is a part of contingency that focuses upon the need of handling risk while developing and maintaining a tourist destination. Now, this must also reflect the political will for an ongoing progressive and innovative approach. And last but not the least, they should enable clear communication. Now, enabling effective leadership and partnership within which the different stakeholders can communicate and work together. So, therefore, let us now spend some time understanding the levels of tourism destination planning. Tourism destination planning is implemented at different levels, from the general level which may apply to an entire country or a region down to the local level which may apply to detailed planning for specific attraction. Now, what is important to emphasize is the tourism destination planning and development must be integrated among all levels to take into account the different levels of concern and to avoid duplication of efforts and policies. Now, each level involves different consideration as follows. Like at the international level, tourism destination planning at the international level involves more than one country and includes areas such as international transport services, joint tourism marketing, regional tourism policies and standards, cooperation between the sectors of member countries and other cooperative concerns. And at the national level, tourism destination planning at this level is concerned with the national tourism policy, structural planning, transportation networks within the country. Major tourism attractions and national level facility and service standards become the part of it. Not to forget the investment policy, tourism, education and training and marketing of tourism. Now, at the regional level, this is generally targeted towards the provinces, states and the prefectures which involve the regional policy and infrastructure planning, regional access and the transportation network and all other related functions at the regional level. Now, what do we do at the local community level? It includes the sub-regions, the cities, the towns, the villages, the resorts, the local areas and some tourist attraction. Now, this level of planning may focus on tourism area plans, land use of planning for resorts and planning for other tourism facilities and attraction. Now, the site planning level refers to planning for specific location of industry and structures, recreational facilities, conservation and landscape areas and other facilities that are carried out for specific development sites such as tourism resorts and may also involve the design of building, structure, landscaping and engineering design based on the site plan. So, students, you must have understood the destination management plan is a key instrument for building partnership and commitment. Now, as a document, it should set out clearly the plan of action and the rationale for the program. It should be a prime opportunity to integrate the actions of separate organizations. It should confirm and strengthen the link between the strategy and the action, and then it should apply the DMO's knowledge and expertise to the project planning of other organizations. And finally, it should foster an evidence-based and learning approach to destination promotion and management. Now, the tourism destination plan generally includes the following elements. First is tourism demand analysis. Now, what does it do? It examines the existing and the intended visitors market for the destination. It involves the market analysis that examines the likely tourist arrivals and characteristics and the travel patterns and the trends of the markets. Demand analysis is essential in understanding the competitiveness of the destinations with other tourism destinations with similar attractions. The second thing is the tourism supply analysis. Now, this examines the destinations itself, including its attractions, accommodations and facilities. Now, the analysis should include transportation, infrastructure, human resources and other factors which have a direct or significant impact on the quality of visitor experience. Now, the assessment of the new development for a previously undeveloped area, site selection is an important element, and the analysis will examine various locations or sites for proposed hotels and commercial buildings. Now, in the case of self-contained resort destinations where planning is for integrated resort development, consideration must be given to the number of factors, which includes the relationship of the site to the tourist attractions, desirability of the climate, attractiveness of the physical environment, availability of land for development, access to tourism gateways and regional attractions, adequate transportation utilities infrastructure, and of course, the attitude of the resident population to the development. The availability of local workforce and sufficient housing is also a concern. Now, what is the next thing that we would take up? The next is the tourism impact analysis. Now, two of the most important impacts in a tourism plan are the environment impacts and the socio-cultural impacts of development. Now, while tourism generally is considered environmentally friendly, sustainable tourism development places a high priority on the preservation of the environment, including the land use, water quality, natural scenery and the waste disposal. An important goal of tourism planning should be to protect the natural setting and avoid exploitation of the natural resources. Now, many analyses include a study of the carrying capacity of a destination, now which is defined by the environmental and the physical limits and abilities of the destination to accommodate to a given level of visitors with the least destruction to the natural resources. Second that we have spoken about is the socio-cultural impacts. Now, this concerns the pressure and the changes that the tourism might bring to the resident population in a particular destination. Now, tourism can have both beneficial and harmful effects on the local culture, as a result of which the use of culture as a tourist attraction and the direct contact between the residents and the tourist. Another important component of the plan is the economic and the financial analysis. For most destinations, the economic development is the primary reason for tourism development. Tourism is viewed as a source of visitors' expenditures. Now, this is going to benefit the local community, which creates definitely a spending and employment, which increases the level of living of the people and of the local population around. However, the economic perspective differs from the public sectors or government and the private sectors. For the public sector, the economic benefit for the local community is the most important concern. Now, in the economic analysis that we do for the public sectors, the areas which are examined are the type of visitors, the spending habits of the visitors, the product and the services that the visitors seek, the importation cost and the supply of goods required by the visitors, the cost related to infrastructure development and maintaining an adequate workforce with required skills and training for the industry. The economic effects of the tourism includes changing work and consumption patterns, standards of living and the social roles and the practices. But for the private sector, the financial risk and profitability are the main concern, which includes the sources of capital for the planning or the planned projects, extent of the foreign ownership of the control, wage rates for the local labor force and availability of private sector's funds for investment. And finally, the action plan, which is the final product of the planning process, will depend upon the goals of the plan. Now, this generally includes a summary and an analysis of the data used in the planning process, and this includes strategies, guidelines, recommendations and schedules for development. Now, just to summarize to what we have studied in the class today, now it is clear that if a tourism destination is to success or is to succeed in the market, you have to have a good planning, and this must take place in a proper manner, because planning is critical to the competitiveness and the survival of destination. Now, planning must take into consideration not only the economic and the financial interests of the public and the private sectors, but they must also show the concern for the residents of the resort destination and the visitors and their preferences. So, destination planning involves a number of steps and activities which can be categorized as designing, financing, developing and marketing of a destination to attract the visitors. Now you need to understand that it requires cooperation and commitment of large number of segments, which includes the government, the community leaders, architects, engineers, investors, economists, environmentalists and others to ensure the sustainability of the destination. I think this is all for now. In the next module, we shall elaborate on strategic planning for tourism destination. Thank you.